Welcome to Stampin' with Steph. Today I have a quick layout for you using the January Scrappin' with Steph Club Kits. And I went ahead and cut all my pieces just to save time. Excuse the shadows. We have all that lovely winter light, but it is casting a huge shadow. So we're going to start today with a Tempting Turquoise 12x12 cardstock base. And this particular kit uses the Stampin' Up! Rainbow Sherbet Designer Series paper. I've gone ahead and cut everything for expedience. We're using a 3" by 12" strip and an 8x8" square of two different papers in the same pack. And because I'm going to take advantage of this lovely double-sidedness that we have going on, I'm actually going to purposely fold this down. And I'm going to take my bone folder, crease it. And then I'm going to take my piercer, create a hole for myself because I want a little brad there. One of these lovely circle Designer Series brads. Split it back. And that's going to showcase the fabulous double-sidedness. Then I'm just going to add some adhesive. Alright, I just want it positioned. And again, I'm just going for a very quick and easy layout. And I'm going to have this piece going across like this. Really like layers, so I'm just going to add some adhesive. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. I'm using chipboard letters on my top note die card, which is this apricot appeal. And I'm using chipboard, which our chipboard comes raw, so there's a lot of things you can do with raw chipboard. I am going to color it, and I'm going to show you two different ways. We carry Stampin' Spots, and they're 1" squares, perfect for this sort of thing. So you can quite easily take it and just ink your chipboard. I like to smear it across. I think you get a more even coverage. If you don't have that available to you, you can also sponge. Now, when you purchase our sponges, they come like this, so I like to cut them into quarters to get the most out of my sponge. So you just take it against the ink pad, and then you can very easily apply your ink to whatever you're inking. There's a lot of great techniques, a lot of things you can do with sponging and ink, and I'll get to that in another video. But for this, I'm just coloring my chipboard because I don't want it to be raw. I want it to be the colors that are represented in my Designer Series paper, and this is a great way so that it can always match, because you can make this any color that I want. If you don't have these fabulous little spots, it's very easy to do the same thing with an ink pad. This is Gable Green, Green Galore, and Tempting Turquoise. And I'm going to show you, I'm just going to take my sponge with a regular pair of scissors, cut it into quarters, and then I will keep these in a baggie, and then you can just reuse them. So each of them gets its own sponge, and I set that aside. Just ink it up like that. Have at it. And just repeat this process until all of the chipboard pieces are the color that you want them to be. And the reason why I'm doing this now is because I want to give them a chance to dry. If you wanted a longer lasting look for your chipboard, our craft ink works really well for that. Okay, so my letters are all colored, and I'm going to use a liquid adhesive for this. I'm using Tombow. I'm just going to coat the back. Now, if you think you're going to have trouble lining up your letters, it might be a good idea to start with the middle letter in the middle of wherever you're placing them so that you get even placement. Mine spells out pals. It's a layout about my sons. Okay. And I don't know if you can see that, but it gives it a lot of texture. So I'm just going to set that aside and let it dry. Finish constructing my layout. Now I've already cut a mat for my photo. just to save time. So I'm just going to take my photo and add some snail to the back of it. It's a 4x6 photo and a 4 1/4 by 6.5 mat. And this is Gable Green. And I'm going to draw lines for my journaling. I'm going to use a green Galore marker, Stampin' Write marker, and my ruler. Flip my layout over and just make some lines for myself for journaling. There's nothing fancy about it. Just gonna space like so. And the fact that the lines are not going to be perfect is just going to add to the whimsy. And just a few lines, so I'll have room for some journaling because I think it's important to journal and share your story. It's part of your memory. So a little bit of snail in the back of my photo. Just going to position it like some snail on the back of my title card. And I'll add my journaling. And that is that. Just very quick, easy layout. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.